Welcome back to Rabid Noise on Rabbit Radio. That was a brand new track, I Hold Dominion by XERATH, who are just about to release their much anticipated third album. And here to talk to us from the band is the one and only Richard Thomson. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, how you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, man. Yep, doing really well, thanks.
Excellent.
So I first heard XERATH a couple of years ago when I stumbled across Unite to Defy on a Metal Hammer CD. Immediately went out and hunted down the first two albums, and as a fan of your music, I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys have been working on for your third album. So what was the writing process like this time around compared to the last two?
Well, as I was saying earlier, we had a sort of a lineup change where our guitarist left, and a lot of people were kind of were worried about that. You know, that they were concerned that, like, you know, most people assume that the guitarist is like, you know, the primary writer a lot of the time. I'm not sure why, but it kind of is the first thing you go for. I guess the guitarist writes everything, but in actual fact, it's me and Mike, the drummer, that write the majority of the material. So it was pretty much exactly the same as the way we approach two, really. What me and Mike do, we just have our little home studio set up, and we sort of just send each other stuff every other day, you know, like, you know, go to work every day and then come back and try and get something good down in Cubase, and then I'll get stuck, I'll send him something, he gets stuck, he sends me something. We kind of do that and back and forth it for about sort of a year, really. It was slow as hell when it comes to this stuff. I mean, like, because I'm, you know, a singer and a drummer, and I kind of can play the guitar a bit. So, you know, I'm sort of, you know, struggling over that, trying to write stuff. He's a really good guitarist, but no, it takes us a long time. But yeah, we just back and forth it between each other, and Chris, our bassist, will come in with the odd idea, which sparks stuff off again. So it's cool. It's one of those things we keep it very open. If someone wants to contribute something, they can do it. It's kind of fun, but yeah, it takes us quite a while.
Well, man, it's definitely worth it when you do release it. It's, you know, like the other two albums are brilliant. So were they written and recorded the same way? Yeah,
I mean, well, actually, the first album wasn't. I sort of joined about when they'd written most of that album, and that was kind of like basically just a bunch of experiments just put down onto CD. Like, each track on the album is kind of exactly the order they were written, really. And I came and I thought, right, okay, you know, this band may do something, so I've got to get a song on there. So I wrote the last song on the first album. So that, again, kind of a mishmash of stuff, really, us finding our feet. But with XERATH 2, that sort of solidified me and Mike as the sort of main writers. And again, Owen, he would just do this thing where, like, he wouldn't write much, you know, he wouldn't write lots of music, but he would just come in with, like, the ultimate riff every time. He would, like, we'd be struggling for a little bit, and he'd say, dude, we need something, fill this gap, and then he'd come up with, like, just the best riff on the album, which was really useful every time we got stuck. But yeah, so it's 2 and 3 kind of similar, similar in the way that we wrote them.
Recently, Connor's joined the band. This is your new guitarist, right? So
that's right.
How did you meet him? How did he come to join the band?
So that was we put out a sort of message over the internet on Facebook and stuff like that, you know, looking for a new guy, and we had like an audition process thing that we sent out to people, and we got like a few people sent some really cool stuff back to us, which was fun to watch, but no one was really sort of, you know, hitting it for us, because, you know, to Owen's credit, like, he was a very versatile guy. He wasn't just a metal guy. You know, he had the right hand for the metal rhythm, but, like, his lead was very kind of blues based, kind of rock based, and that's what, you know, we're all into different types of music and stuff like that, but we didn't want just a metal guy, and that's what we were getting. We were just getting metal guys, which is great. You know, they were absolutely insane players, some of them, they really were. But you know, as I said, none of them were really doing it for us, and it was just literally Mike was just on the internet one day. I don't know what he typed in to the search bar, but he just came across this chap, Connor, just playing in pubs, doing his cover band stuff. And, like, you know, it's like playing like a Les Paul, and, you know, had long hair and stuff. So I was like, is he a metal guy? I don't know. Would he be interested in this stuff? And we were just blown away by these grainy little videos that we just sent him an email one day, just going, hey, what do you think? You know, here's a song, you know, bye. And then didn't really expect anything back. But he got back to us quite quick and said, like, you know, it sounds really interesting. It's quite, you know, he's into his progressive stuff, and he was actually in a sort of transitional phase himself. He was just been doing covers all of his life as a session player. I mean, he's one of the biggest session players out, session guitarists out in Ireland. You know, so we're like, what the hell is he going to want to join some, you know, tiny extreme metal band for in England? But, you know, we sold it enough to him. We told him enough lies that he would, like, you know, it sounded like a better deal for him. But, he really responded to this stuff well. He'd not heard of us before. But what kind of clinched it from him, he was in some metal club in Dublin, somewhere, and he saw 3 guys all wearing XERATH t-shirts. You know, just random coincidence.
Awesome.
Like, you know, there are only 3 XERATH fans in Ireland, you know, and they all happen to be wearing XERATH t-shirts. He's like, oh man, that's weird. That's gotta like mean something there. So he emailed back and said he was interested, and we flew him over and just played for about half an hour. He learnt 6 songs, and that was just it straight away. It was, you know, it was one of those things, you know, within 30 seconds, I just looked at Chris and like, this is the guy. Again, we're going to have to break his legs so we can't move and run away. You know, this is the only way. But it was one of those really cool things where it was just like, there we go. And still, we've been watching all these really great guitarists sending videos, but like, just, you know, it wasn't there for us. But this was just so cool to, like, it was just this unanimous sort of decision that we made whilst we were just, you know, almost setting up basically. So yeah, he just came over, played for about half an hour, and then we got super hammered one day and just, you know, invited him to join.
Well, it's funny how things happen like that, hey? You know? So...
It is weird. We were getting worried at one point, that's for sure.
Well, as each of the XERATH albums are titled in number sequence, is there an overall concept or story that ties all of them together?
Well, weirdly, as a singer, I don't write any of the lyrics because I just can't do it. I mean, I think I've got a wide enough vocabulary that I can speak to people, but for some reason I can't put it to paper. So Mike's the main lyricist, and in terms of like sort of lyrical theme, it's he likes to talk about sort of inner strength and stuff like that, you know, like all the typical stuff, but, you know, believing in yourself, and the fact that, you know, we do this music, that the amount of scrutiny that you get from people, and, you know, trying to convince, like, your family members that, like, you know, this is a legitimate art form and thing to do is sometimes quite difficult. And then ties that in with robots and war. And
well, what do you want?
And like ridiculous fantasy things like that.
It's not ridiculous.
Yeah, well, no, it's not ridiculous, but like it's kind of funny just melding the two worlds together, really, of our struggles and then people killing each other.
Well, you've played some amazing shows over the last couple of years, including the legendary Bloodstock. How was the experience from your point of view, man?
Bloodstock is always really good. I remember the first time we played there, actually, it wasn't a brilliant experience because we just released our first album. We were really excited. And then the sort of second stage that they had set up there was smaller and more remote than the sort of unsigned stage. So when we played, it was kind of a bit disappointing. There wasn't too many people. I was hoping for, like, you know, thousands of people. I was really excited, but didn't quite work out that way. But any subsequent time we played there, it's been amazing. I mean, I get this no one's going to turn up fear, I call it. So every time we're setting up for a show and, you know, everyone's having a cigarette outside and having a beer, and we're sitting there, I'm like, why is there no one here? Oh, I start to freak out a little bit, you know. I'm you know, typically probably not helping people set drums up and stuff, just wandering around, just worrying a little bit. But every time Bloodstock, the place is absolutely packed, thousands of people. And they all seem to know the songs, which is cool. And, like, you know, we never see these people again, you know. Every time we play up north where the festival is, you know, there's always, like, smaller crowds, and it was like, you know, where's the Bloodstock guys? Come on. There was thousands of people last time. But, yeah, Bloodstock's great. We played some absolutely insane shows in China and India, which were just absolutely crazy because, you know, typically countries that you wouldn't expect metal bands to go to. But no, we love playing England, and well, it's a shame we couldn't play Bloodstock this year because we played the year before. So hopefully next year, and then try and get on the Sonosphere festivals and Download festivals. I'm not sure if you heard of those.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
the super big ones. But hopefully next year anyway.
Or maybe Soundwave. Have you heard of Soundwave?
Oh man! Like every time I see, like, we've got lots of friends in bands, obviously, that do much better than we do. So we're obviously keeping tabs on them, seeing what they're doing. And friends of ours have gone out to play the Soundwave Festival, and Yeah, just looks like a holiday, basically. looks stunning, you know. Looks really cool because it travels the country, doesn't it? It's not just one show.
Yeah, that's right. It's my Christmas. It's my Christmas day.
Do you go to each one?
I do. I couldn't miss it. And last year,
no, absolutely. I mean, if that was ever on the cards for us again, we'd drop anything. You know, quit jobs. I don't care. Like, we're going to play Soundwave and 4 days of brilliance, and then come back and have no money. I don't care. But like, absolutely, we've got to play that one day.
And you'd love it. You'd have the best time. I mean, you've been here personally down here, but just to travel the country and see everything here, it's. You know, there's quite a lot of things to do.
Oh no, I mean, like, you know, just, you know, going there just like on holiday is great, but you know, to go there and, you know, play as, you know, a band and work, you know, that's you know, that's the dream, really, right there. So again, we'll be pushing for that so much for possibly next year, I hope.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, because I really want to see you guys live. I mean,
cool.
Yeah,
it's weird actually. We send a lot of merch to Australia, so clearly there's quite a few fans out there. But again, like, to come over and play a couple of club shows costs so much money. I mean, it's harder to get into. It's financially more difficult to play Australia than it is to go to America, really, because the distances involved and stuff like that, and still be worth it, I think.
I think so too. And as I said, there's always a place to crash, brother.
There's crash space, absolutely. Again, you will be inviting an Irishman into your house. Just, you know, hide the hard spirits.
I'll leave some for him. I'll leave a bottle. So you also keep yourself busy outside of XERATH as well with another band called The Custodian, which is very different musically, man, and that's awesome. So what's the status of that band at the moment that now you're working with the new XERATH album coming out?
Well, but we had a few gigs sort of this year, but they were really difficult to put together because all of The Custodian was kind of written by me, and most of it was played by me. So having to get, I got some amazing musicians together, and I'm so thankful. I knew these people, and they were, ready to help me out. But like, it was such a thing to put together. It cost me a lot of money personally to fund it all. Just to basically do a couple of shows, which were, it was a really great learning experience. To do it, but it's entirely different than playing XERATH. I think with metal you can get away with a little bit more. With Plinky Plonky Prog, one mistake and every single person's going to hear it. And then I was having to drum and sing at the same time, and I've not really done that before. But so I mean, it was cool. We managed to pull it off. But the status of that now is that if we get a decent enough gig offer, we're getting paid, and I can pay the musicians that are helping me out, then we'll do it. But as you say, I mean, XERATH is taking over precedence right now, and we're starting, I think, to be booking tours for around the end of the year. So we'll be away, I would have thought, for most of the end of the year. So I won't really have too much time for it, but it's still there. It's not going anywhere, So if we ever get time and enough gig offers, then we can do it. But it's kind of coming back to it after long periods of time is kind of difficult, because you've got to get everyone in the same room, which is firstly impossible because everyone is so busy, and then you've got to remember how to play it all after doing another style of music altogether. But yeah, I still love it, and it's there, and it's had a decent enough response where I think we'll keep it going, and as I say, if we get decent enough offers, we'll do them.
Awesome, man. Well, I really dig that album too, and I don't know how you can do it, man. I don't know how you can play drums and sing at the same time.
Well, I didn't know I could either, but I just, kind of like programmed it all out and thought, right, I'll just learn how to do it later. I always find that's the best way to learn how to do something. Just like, set something really, super hard for yourself, and then just have to figure it out. Otherwise, you're screwed. I think that's the best motivation.
Man, that's awesome. So, what are your upcoming plans after the release of the new XERATH? You got a tour and everything booked, and...
Well, it's nothing is concrete yet, as the way it is. We get sort of offers come through, which are like, yeah, you might be able to do this. This has come through. You might get this. It's always up in the air right till the last minute in regards to tours. But we're hoping to when it's released, get out and play as soon as possible, because with the last releases, we always took quite a while to get any decent tour offers, or we didn't. we just couldn't tour for several reasons or whatever. So that hype dies down a little bit if you leave it too late after the release. So this time we're very keen to, as soon as it's dropped, we want to be out there playing, straight away. So gigs. That's it after the release for sure.
Awesome, man. And more merch and everything like that?
Oh, yeah, of course. I think the pre-orders, the pre-order bundles are all coming out in a couple of weeks, I think. I distance myself from merch because, I don't have an eye for it whatsoever. I have no idea. I don't know what looks good. So I get, just someone make it look good. Just make some t-shirts and we'll sell them. That's all good. But they'll all be coming out in a couple of weeks, I think. And we'll let everyone know, of course.
Awesome. So where can we pre-order the album?
From a bunch of places, I think. But there will be a specific shop that we've set up. I think it's the band stores. I think it is. So we'll let everyone know, and it's we'll put it out all over the internet, and you'll be able to order it from our label, order it from Amazon, all the normal places. But the best place to get it will be from our specific shop, because you'll be able to get separate bundle deals with different shirts and merch and stuff like that. But we'll be letting everyone know for sure.
Awesome, man. We're going to go to the track Reform Part 3 from the second XERATH album now.
Good choice.
Thanks so much for hanging with us tonight, man. And I wish you and the boys the very best with all your upcoming plans for XERATH.
Man, thank you so much, man. It's great to speak to you.